Hello everyone, this is the Leech bringing you game 2 in a best of 5 between the blue Zerg in the top right corner of Xel'Naga Cavern's Mardow, and his opponent will be the purple Terran in the bottom left portion of Xel'Naga Cavern's Goody. Spoiler alert here for game 1. Goody was able to take game 1 essentially with a main attack of just Blue Flame Hellions, and it did so much damage to the economy of Mardow he was not able to recover. All he had out was Baneling and Zergling tech and really just kind of sat around. It seemed like he was just waiting to die, really, so I'm not sure what the strategy was there, but I feel like he could have possibly gotten roaches and gotten rid of those Hellions. Not to say that I would have won him the game, but it could have made him last a little bit longer. Barracks coming down at the front wall in here of Goody, and SCV getting attacked by the drone. Always completely annoying when you're a Terran. Barracks just about to finish up there, and we'll see Mardow again is going pool and gas first before the expansion, as the barracks now of Goody is going to finish up, and this drone will probably decide to depart. Tech lab coming down there for Goody as well, and should see this supply depot come down here to finish off the wall off fairly shortly. Getting his orbital command started as well. Spawning pool is going to finish up here very soon for Mardow. Hope you guys have enjoyed all the casts so far. I have continued to do at least one a day. Usually I do a best of 3 or best of 5 a day. On my days off from work, I usually get out 5 or so games, or that's what I'm trying to do. So if you have been enjoying them, please subscribe to the Leech StarCraft. All the support is really appreciated, and if you guys have any tips or anything like that, feel free to let me know, and I am very open to them. So anything that will help me be a little bit better at this or become a little more entertaining for you guys would be fantastic. A Reaper coming out right now, 2 Reapers even coming out for Goody. We'll see if he actually decides to let that second Reaper finish. Usually the Reaper is just to go in and get a little extra scouting information that the original SCV could not obtain. See a Roach Warren coming down right now from Mardow, and Zergling Speed has been started as well, as his Queen being thrown out right now. And the Roach Warren here hidden back behind everything a little bit, so a scan would probably catch it if Goody was trying to. We'll see what he decides to do, and he is going to let the second Reaper finish, so we'll see where they decide to go here. One factory is also coming down for Goody, so it looks like possibly going the 1-1-1 build. Last game, Goody decided to expand and then throw down 4 factories, and it was very interesting. I didn't know that you could support that many factories on 2 base, but when it was just mass Blue Flame Hellion, apparently it is pretty easy. He didn't have any reactors or anything, it was all just factories, but it ended up working for him. 4 Roaches on the way right now for Mardow, deciding he does not want to die to Blue Flame Hellions again because that was embarrassing. And now a bunker coming down at the front of Goody. Still no expansion yet from Mardow, so wait until about at least 24 supply, or maybe he's trying to do some sort of roach rush, but here comes the drone now, and I can only assume, yep, he's going to be laying down the expansion. Starport is on the way for Goody, so going to be doing that 1-1-1 build and or the Destiny Cloud Fist build. And Mardow just now gets his expansion down at about 30 supplies, so kind of a little bit late, I feel like. Going Roach Warren before expanding is very, very safe, and you don't see it happen too crazy often. Here comes the Zerglings now to poke at the front and see if they can't maybe sneak in the base. They are going to back off very quickly as they notice there's a bunker full of Marines right there. And lots of SCVs here coming to get ready in case of a Baneling bust or anything crazy that might happen, as Goody did not see an expansion up before he stopped scouting, so he obviously is a little bit worried that something could happen to his main wall in here, and throwing down another bunker at the front to fill that up as well. Doesn't want to lose to any trickery. Not that a Baneling bust is trickery, but yes, it is trickery. So the natural expansion is about 80% complete right now for Mardow. And getting out another Queen to support that hatchery right now. Banshee is now on the way for Goody. So just going a mass harassment type build, it seems like. He does have a Hellion out, but I don't believe he researched Blue Flame for that. So just a Hellion and a Banshee coming out right now. Doesn't look like he's going to be getting the cloaking. He really doesn't have the gas support for it right now. He's getting a second refinery and starting his command center right now. More Zerglings just running up the ramp now, and that actually has to make Goody feel kind of good about his situation because he didn't see any Banelings there. So yes, this Hellion is definitely only a Red Flame Hellion. And that first Banshee is going to finish up here and probably start heading towards the Zerg base. There's a lot of Roaches out on the map, but the Roaches aren't too big of a deal against Banshees. Really, you should feel pretty secure if you have a Banshee and they have a Roach. Now, if they have 50 Banshees or Roaches and you have a Banshee, you might want to go defend your base a little bit because they're probably going to destroy everything. You can see Mardow is a little bit ahead on the supply right now, being about 6 ahead of Goody. That's very earlier in the game still, so anything can really change. Banshee is going to get chased away, does not have cloaking. Going up against 2 Queens is not going to end well for that Banshee. So a few Zerglings here just watching this natural expansion area to see when that's going to come down. He has to figure that a command center is being built right now, and it is about to finish up. Siege mode also on the way right now for Goody, and he is starting to get some tanks out as another Banshee finishes as well. So as we take a look at the main here, there's a Spore Crawler coming down right now, both at the main and at the expansion. And these 2 Banshees now completely healed up. Look like they're going to start moving in here, but they are going to be surprised by those Spore Crawlers and probably be pushed out by the Queens and Spore Crawler combo. Another factory coming down right now for Goody. Goody's still keeping that command center in his base, morphing into an orbital command. Also a layer coming down right now for Mardow at his main. So here come the Banshees now. There's 3 Queens there though, and there's a Spore Crawler. There's nothing those Banshees are going to be able to do. Layer is finished up right now, and here comes the Roach upgrades. Looks like he's going to get Roach speed first, and a Spire coming down as well. We'll see where he laid that, probably down here. Yes, right next to the natural. Kind of an interesting spot to lay it down. It's very funny as a Terran trying to decide where you should throw down a scan if you're trying to scout things, because Zerg can place their buildings in such weird places that you won't always get everything. Banshees coming in now, trying to kill a Queen, but 3 more Queens are going to move up and chase these Banshees away. Absolutely no problem. Goody now able to lay down his expansion, move down his Marine, Siege Tank, and Hellion to chase those Zerglings away so that he could safely get that down. Banshees now running home with their tail between their legs, unable to kill much of anything, and there's some missile turrets coming down right now for Goody. He knows that Mutalisk could be on the way, and 2 more refineries finishing up right now, so it looks like he's going heavy mech play again, getting an armory, getting another tech lab down on this factory, so probably going to be getting a decent amount of tanks here, and another factory even coming down up there. So 3 factories and a starport is what he's mainly going to be pumping out of, probably. That armory just about to complete there, and the Spire's just about to finish, as well as Roach speed. Roach is starting to move out, but they are extremely slow right now due to that speed, and it just kicks in right now, and you can see how much faster it makes them. 6 mutas are in the way right now, as well as a 3rd base coming down right now for Mardow. So Mardow is getting a little bit better at his macro here, and I feel like he needs to keep this up. Looks like the strong harassment play of Goody is all but done. I mean, he does still have these 2 Banshees, but not making mass Blue Flame Hellions or anything like he did last game. And he does not have that Blue Flame upgrade yet even. 2 Thors coming out right now for Goody, and these Roaches start to take out the rocks at the gold. So we could see a pretty fast 4th base even from Mardow. We do have Zerg missile attacks, or Zerg flyer attacks, sorry. No, that's Zerg missile attacks, level 1 on the way right now. More mutas being pumped out right now, and they're going to see if they can do some harassment. We are going to follow them around to see what they're able to conjure up here. Reactor coming down on one of the buildings on a factory for Goody. Mutalisk flying right through the turret, and one of them, 1 shot from dead right now. Going to come in though and kill some SCVs, so there is a turret there though, and Marines now heading up to hit at the other angle. There is 1 turret here at the natural as well, so these mutas really aren't going to have anywhere to go. Blue Flame is now being researched. Oh, Thors get huge hits off and kill all but 2 Mutalisks. Oh my goodness, that hurt bad. They were so clumped. And another muta goes down, so 1 muta is going to run home, fly home even, as fast as he possibly can, and tell the others what he just ran into. 6 more Roaches are on the way right now. Blue Flame about halfway done, and another factory is being started right now. So he has 3 factories right now, 1 with reactor, 2 with tech labs. That Blue Flame coming down, getting some more siege tanks out, as well as Terran vehicle weapons level 1, and more Roaches being pumped out. Large grip of Roaches right here that I feel like if they tried to sneak in the back door here, it could do a decent amount of damage, but there is going to be advance notice from this barracks. It seems like Mardow is in a good spot to try and take this gold, though. I mean, there's a very immobile army right here. When the push comes, it's going to be difficult to deal with, but as of right now, no push is in the near future, it looks like. So still just having those 2 Thors right now just pumping out siege tanks and Hellions. Getting that 4th base now down at the gold, and I really like this play. He knows that it's a mech-heavy army that he's going to have to deal with, so getting more bases is never a bad idea. And I feel like he could even try and take a 5th expansion up at these 2 locations and just make sure that one of them finishes, because that mech army is not going to be able to travel very fast back and forth. Now, the Roaches are going to notice that these destructible rocks are trying to be dropped. We see Terran vehicle plating level 1 coming down. More Hellions on the way. This gold base is about halfway down, and Zerg missile attacks level 2 on the way down, as well as a Spore Crawler. So taking a look at these bases here, this Spore Crawler is going to be coming down at this third. Blue Flame Hellions, though, attacking from the top ground, and I didn't know they could reach that far, so very interesting by Goody. He knows these maps so well and knows everything's ranges. Burrow coming down right now for the Roaches, and really the Zerg units, period. Hellions, though, doing a decent amount of damage, killing a lot of those drones. Taking a look at the supply, we can see that Mardow's about 30 ahead right now. He does have, Goody does have this other command center finished, though, and he's moving it up to the gold. And taking a look at the income tab, we can see the Terran's actually ahead due to mules, and once this base lands here, we'll see if he decides to go planetary or orbital command. Roaches trying to push in a little bit, but getting shot once by a siege tank is going to drive them away. They do not want to have to deal with that. Here comes the Banshees to get some free shots off on those Roaches, and it is going to be a planetary fear at the expansion. We do have tunneling claws coming down as well for the Roaches, so they will have that burrow movement. More turrets coming down for Goody. Vehicle plating level 1 about to finish up for him, and Zerg missile attacks level 2 about to finish as more Roaches are being pumped. More siege tanks, though, coming out right now for Goody, and this is a large amount of siege tanks. 11 siege tanks here sieged up by his gold expansion. Some mutas here flying in to try and do a little bit of damage, but 2 mutas is really not that many, and there's a Thor there, 2 Thors even, that really don't like that they are attacking those turrets. Roaches here moving into the siege tanks a little bit and probably taking a little too much damage. They did take down a Thor, which is a huge deal. You want to keep that Thor count very low. Banshees, though, coming in and trying to do some damage to these Roaches. Really, 2 mutas take so long to kill these Banshees. If only Goody had Cloak, he could save this for sure, but no, 1 Banshee gets taken down. But the Thor gets more shots off and takes down more mutas. So all that muta damage that those, all the Thor damage even that those mutas are taking are really going to come back to hurt later. Hive Tech now coming down for Mardow, and we'll see where he decides to go from here. I believe he still just has a normal Spire. We'll see if he decides to go Greater Spire, just get Ultron's Cavern. Blue Flame Hellions here continuing to come down and just wreak havoc on this expansion. It's killing a decent amount of drones, and so taking a look at the unit tab, we'll see that the worker count is just about even. Here comes the mech push from Goody now. Lots of siege tanks getting sieged up right now, and he's going to do a lot of damage to these Roaches. So many shots getting off. The Roaches just being obliterated right now. So many going down, and you can see that Goody throws down that preemptive scan because he wants to make sure if they burrow, he's going to be able to keep getting shots off. The Roaches are going to continue, and they might actually clean up all these siege tanks, but they're actually going to burrow and try and move away. You can see that Goody almost caught up on supply there, 114 to 133. But if we take a look at the income, the Zerg is actually behind due to mules. Mules are very sick on this gold base especially, and take a look at our workers count again, we can see that Terran is actually ahead, so that is the reason he's going to be getting more damage put in. No mining going on at this gold base because of the siege tanks, and the gold base is going to go down. Roach is starting to run it again, but there's so many siege tanks here, and the supplies are actually going to be in the favor of Goody right now, 125 to 90, or 100 even, of Mardow. So siege tanks survived that push there. Goody continuing to throw up missile turrets as he's making his push farther into these bases. And here he comes now down to the third base, and Mardow needs to do something to stop this. He does have Festers on the way and more Roaches, but so many siege tanks here, sieged up, demolishing the Queens, and there's the good game from Mardow. So again, another very solid game from Goody, doing a slow mech push, but doing the damage he needed to do. And he did have some small amounts of harass here at the third base, which really you need to do to keep that Zerg in check. So great game by Goody. We're going to move on to game 3 now in this best of 5 between Goody and Mardow.